spaces are otherwise competing in the marketplace. And Tenny seeks to have the contract declared terminated, or at the very least, null ab initio, which is basically fancy Latin lawyer talk to declare that the contract is null from the beginning. Ab initio, like declare it null right from the start. Alright, so my battery just went dead, but I think we're better off finishing this off indoors. Anyhow, it's a little breezy outside, and it's quiet enough in the house with no distractions.
The kids are at school.
Alright, now where were we? Fifth cause of action, quantum meruit against all defendants. So now bear in mind that Tenny is trying to seek the nullity ab initio or the termination of his agreement with FaZe Clan, sorry. If he so succeeds, then there will no longer be any provisions governing how he is to be remunerated for the services he has rendered for FaZe Clan, and for the work he has done for FaZe Clan sponsors. This is why we get into the concept of quantum meruit. Paragraph 41, assuming the gamer agreement is void and unenforceable, FaZe Clan and the other defendants must compensate Tenny for the services he provided for various sponsors. Paragraph 42 alleges that Tenny did in fact render services for FaZe Clan sponsors. Throughout the course of his relationship with FaZe Clan and at FaZe Clan's request, Tenny provided services alleged above. In particular, Tenny provided services to various sponsors. FaZe Clan and the other defendants benefited from those services. Tenny is entitled to the fair and reasonable value of the services he provided, which would equal at least any amounts paid to defendants by third parties for or related to Tenny's services, if not more. Tenny has been damaged based on defendants' retention of monies paid for Tenny's services and failure to distribute same to Tenny. Tenny is entitled to damages in an amount to be proven at trial. Tenny is suing FaZe Clan, but at this point in time, presumably does not know how much FaZe Clan was paid by sponsors for work that Tenny did for the sponsors. That information is going to come out during the litigation process, during examinations, requests for documents, communication of documents, etc., etc. So basically, Tenny is saying, I don't know how much FaZe Clan got paid for the services that I rendered, but that's what we're going to use to determine the amount to which I'm entitled on the basis of quantum meruit. And once we have gathered all of those details, all of that information, and I am able to put a number on it, I will put a number on it at trial. Paragraph 45 and following, the sixth cause of action, breach of written contract, effectively alleges that FaZe Clan received monies but did not remit the portion that was owing to Tenny. Paragraph 47, FaZe Clan has retained payments from third parties for Tenny's services without distributing them to Tenny. Paragraph 48 and following, the seventh cause of action, is very interesting. Tenny is alleging a breach of fiduciary obligation by FaZe Clan towards Tenny, and paragraph 49 fleshes out what that looks like. Irrespective of whether FaZe Clan qualifies as a talent agency, as that term is defined by California's Talent Agency Act. In particular, FaZe Clan acted as Tenny's agent in sourcing and negotiating sponsorship deals that would offer Tenny's services. Accordingly, FaZe Clan owed Tenny a fiduciary duty by virtue of such agent-principal relationship. And at paragraph 51, Tenny alleges that FaZe Clan turned down a brand deal that Tenny had brought in with a company called HyperX because FaZe Clan believed that HyperX was a competitor of one of their existing sponsors and thought that would pose a business conflict with their existing sponsor. And the allegation is that FaZe Clan basically prevented Tenny from securing that sponsor, thus depriving Tenny of monies that he could have otherwise got. And the argument is that FaZe Clan was sort of acting as Tenny's agent, or should be deemed to be Tenny's agent, because they were acting for and on his behalf, and they did not act in his best interest by turning down the HyperX sponsorship because it conflicted with their own sponsorships. Alright, so that's the lawsuit. Now, it seems straightforward if you're only reading one side of the story. The flip side of the story, because I've heard what FaZe Clan's position is that they brought on Tenny when he was an absolute nobody. He had no following, he generated no meaningful revenue for himself, and by virtue of him being associated with FaZe Clan, which was already an established Fortnite competitive esports clan, Tenny grew exponentially and gained access to resources, revenues, etc. that he would have otherwise never had access to. FaZe Clan also argues that even though they might have been entitled to 80% of revenues generated by third parties, they never collected on any of them. In fact, they say that they only collected something like $60,000 from Tenny throughout the course of this agreement. Now, that may be true, but there is a big difference between having collected and having the rights to collect. And it's not necessarily because FaZe Clan has not yet collected on that which they are legally entitled to under the contract that they will not claim it in the future. I also heard Tenny talking about the allegations at paragraph 5 and 15 of the lawsuit to the effect that he was pressured into illegal gambling and consuming alcohol despite not being of age. I don't give those types of allegations any weight whatsoever. They're clearly an attempt to color the file or to paint the defendants as being bad, immoral people, and they reek of adult influence. And there is some discussion as to whether or not the driving force behind this lawsuit is Tenny's father. Regardless, I won't get into that. Nobody's going to convince me that a 20-year-old needs much pressuring in order to consume alcohol. And regardless, it's so irrelevant to the rest of the dispute that it's practically a joke. Incidentally, Tfue did a follow-up video where he said that he didn't want those allegations to go into the lawsuit. He was going to ask his lawyer to take them out. I think he's going to quickly find out that there are consequences to including allegations allegations in a lawsuit, it's not just as easy as going in there and taking them out. Defendants might want to keep them in there, specifically to show that the plaintiff might have engaged in gambling and drinking. At the very least, in Quebec, a party is entitled to amend their proceedings pretty much as often as they want. They can add or remove allegations as they see fit. That said, the other party can sort of insist that certain allegations not get removed from the proceedings if they believe that they constitute judicial admissions or relevant facts that cannot come out of the proceedings once they are included. Defendants might very well say, no, Tifu, you can't take those allegations out. We want judicial admissions in there to the effect that you were gambling and drinking. But this whole lawsuit just goes back to general contract law, reading the contract, knowing what you're getting into. It is true that